please welcome Black Oxygen Organics CEO, product formulator, and owner, Marc Saint-Onge. Hey Marc, thank you for being with us today. Maybe you can start by sharing your background in the wellness industry with everyone.
Yeah, sure. I've been involved in the health and wellness industry now for over 35 years. Started back in 1987 as I was trained as an orthotherapist. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's actually a holistic approach to treating musculoskeletal problems. Now, inside that particular profession, there are a lot of other things that I studied. First of all, massage therapy was the basis of our treatment because you have to heat the steel to be able to bend it. Well, it's the same thing for the human body. So an extensive training in massage was my first technique. Then we go into kinesiotherapist, where kinesiology is the movement, and therefore we learned how to do different movements for the joints or the articulation and the muscle structure to bring it back to health. In the training of orthotherapy, we had special techniques. We work with trigger points. We work with chronotherapy. We work with aromatherapy. Therefore, we do aromatherapist. We do herbology, and then naturopathic remedies and treatments. And so the globality of orthotherapy is holistic. And we were trained to look at not necessarily the symptomatic problems, but also the cause. And my mother had an aesthetic school, and so I got involved in the aesthetics, and that's why the skin problems and all the skin issues was also a big part of my training as I became an esthetician, quote unquote, and the knowledge of all of the skin problems.
That's pretty impressive, Marc. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about how Black Oxygen Organics came to be.
So as I was practicing in Ottawa, there's a lot of people that suffered from arthritis and rheumatism, and I was always looking for innovative ways to treat inflammation and pain. And so every summer we used to shut down our clinic and our schools, and we used to travel to European countries to find innovative products. And in 1988-89, I was introduced to a German doctor by the name of Dr. Ehrlich, who gave me the opportunity to visit his clinic, his sanatorium in Bad Wurzach in Germany. And when I went there, I saw people with crutches and wheelchairs roll into this clinic. And after spending 2-3 days, I saw them come out walking and with less pain. And they were using this black mud, a peat mud, for inflammatory treatments. And I was completely impressed and started using their mud in my clinic when I came back. And to my surprise, I said, well, we have the same peat bogs in Canada. Maybe we have the same content of this fulvic and humic acid, which was actually the therapeutic ingredient in the peat. So I started researching bogs within Quebec and Ontario, and I went from Northern Ontario to Eastern Quebec and researched 63 bogs and analyzed the content of humic and fulvic. And I got the result from this bog in Eastern Ontario, in Moose Creek, Ontario, and it contained 36% humic and fulvic acid. And I said, wow, this is kind of cool, because the European bogs had between 9 and 11%. And so that became, for me, an opportunity to say, maybe we can use our own mud. And I started, calling up the Germans, and sure enough, they were so interested, they started buying our mud. And from there, we started a business. That business started with the simple mud bath, simple wrap, and it grew into 89 different formulations. We exported in 17 different countries, and we actually expanded with the spa industry, and we were very, very successful.
That's an amazing story. Now, I also understand that you have a patent on the ability to be able to drink fulvic acid and all the benefits that come from that. Can you tell us a little bit of how you were able to do that and why that was so important to you?
So when I sold my company, my idea was that one day we were going to drink this ingredient. And so I set out to try to extract the humic and fulvic out of the peat. And in 2015, we've got the ability to do that. And I created a drink, an actual drink. And I'm pretty proud of that because we actually applied for what we call an NPN, which is a natural product number, with our authorities here in Health Canada. And we got approved. And we were the first ones really to have a fulvic and humic product approved. And we were approved as a powerful antioxidant, an electrolyte, and an anti-inflammatory product. And this gave us the opportunity to start marketing this product with those benefits.
Well, Marc, that's quite the accomplishment. Now, I've heard that not all fulvic acid is the same. So what is it about your fulvic acid that makes it more superior than the others that are on the marketplace?
It's important to understand that not every humic and fulvic ingredient are all the same. What separates us from the crowd is that it's a source that comes from plant. Peat bogs is decomposed plant matter. As a matter of fact, there's over 1,500 plants in this. And the decomposing process is organic. And that, therefore, you can absorb 100% of the humic and fulvic that comes from these plants. When you look at the shilajits that come from the Himalayan mountains or the leonardites, they come from fossilized sources, which means they're rock formation. And in order to extract fulvic and humic from these, you have to use heavy chemicals, which in turn creates heavy metal. And therefore, there's a lot of heavy metal content in these products. And it's also inorganic. Which means that the body does not necessarily recognize it. That means that you can take a lot more to get the same effect. So for us, the organic source, the peat source, is one of the best for fulvic sources.
So not only have you been able to figure out a way for people to benefit fulvic acid from the outside, but you've also been able to do so from the inside, and you've made it bioaccessible. Pretty impressive. So my last question, Marc, is I think an important question. I know that giving back is very important to you and your corporation. Can you tell us a little bit about your Black Oxygen Cares program?
Yes, Black Oxygen Cares program was established for the simple reason that after having a successful business for many, many years and creating health and wellness all over the world, we want to give back to the society. We want to give back to people who need it. And this program enables us to do so. So what we're getting involved with different companies, different organizations, and we're giving away a certain amount of our profits back to these organizations to help people either in their lives or in their projects or in every way to try to help Mother Earth better herself and protect Mother Earth for thousands and thousands of years.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Marc Saint-Onge, CEO and owner of Black Oxygen Organics.